Robinson Show.
Hey, Jordan Garber calling in from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Jordan, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing pretty good. Long day at work, so I'm ready to relax for the 15 to 20 minutes that I do have and talk wrestling, talk whatever you guys want to talk about. So it's great to be here for sure.
Cool, man. Great to have you on. You're a wrestling journalist, correct?
That is correct, yes. I am born in Winnipeg. I was raised in Winnipeg all my life, and yeah, I traveled throughout the Midwest and all of that, but for the most part, I am a wrestling journalist. I started in the business at around 2008, a long time ago. I was only 14. Oh. And since then, this whole wrestling journalism ride has been going great. I've interviewed some of the top stars you've seen on TV, and it's kind of cool because you look back to your childhood and you dream of meeting these people, and not only are you meeting these people, you're working with these people. So it's like, awesome. Cool, this is actually sticking in. I'm living my dream, and I'm keep on going with this. It's great.
That's cool, man. How did you start so young?
Yeah.
I started so young because I found connections in the business at an early age. I actually found a poster called Steeltown Pro Wrestling on my Facebook feed. And from when I saw that poster, I realized, hey, you know what? I want to check this show out. So when I went to that show in Selkirk, Manitoba, which is a 20-minute drive north from here, I was at the event, and I started to become friends with the wrestlers, started to make some connections, and from there on in, the ride began.
Cool, dude. That's awesome. Who was somebody that you met? Were you ever, starstruck by somebody that you interviewed or something like that?
I think the two times I've been starstruck in pro wrestling, I'm not really starstruck anymore. I kind of look at it more as an experience because I've met a ton of legends, and now the more you meet, it's more of listening our advice that you take in and everything. But being starstruck, the first wrestler I ever met was Chris Jericho in 2007.
Wow.
And I remember my mom took me. She surprised me, and I was waiting in line, and I was marking out his dad's in line too, right? Former New York Ranger. So he says hi. He signs his part of the book where there's a picture of him in a Rangers uniform, and I'm excited to meet Chris and finally do, and it was definitely a cool moment. An interview starstruck moment would have to be, I'm going to have to say Scott Steiner. You guys know who Scott Steiner is, I'm assuming.
Yeah, do you know Slambo?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
I've never seen.
So think about it. This is probably the most starstruck and most intimidating interview. This guy this guy's jacked up, fucking 270 pounds, and you guys look at my Twitter photo, I'm probably 120, 130. I'm a small kid. I'm pretty tall, but I don't weigh much. So I'm walking to the venue, and he looks in a pissy mood, and Scott's just putting down his merchandise, and I can't believe I still have the guts to say in my little voice, hey, Scott, you want to do an interview? And he's like, I may not have enough time, man. But I still go on with it. I keep asking, and since I asked again, he was willing to do the interview with me. And actually, he never smiles. One of the promoters told me he never smiles with anyone in his fucking photos he takes with anyone. And of all people, he smiled with me. Probably because he knew I had some joints in my pocket or something. But
yeah.
You gotta love Scotty. You gotta love Scotty.
That's awesome, man. What's one of the craziest things you've reported?
Crazy? Well, think about it. Wrestling in general is all crazy. You guys are looking at an industry that's not what it used to be in the 80s. So you think every time I'm doing an interview, I always have to deal with something new and something else. So I think I kind of find that crazy because everyone has their crazy gimmicks, and this business, man, is so unique, and it's such an ego-filled business, so crazy happens every day in wrestling.
Yeah. What did you see the X-Pac selling meth? They're saying he's dealing meth now.
Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ. He's off it. He was off it, and now, he's just doing weed. That's fine. I'm a cannabis enthusiast. Everyone knows that, so everyone knows that's okay. But to do meth, come on, X-Pac. I look up to this guy as a kid. I used to have his action figures. I used to watch his DVDs, and now, that's kind of what's sad about the wrestling business. And it gives the product a bad image when there's people. Sometimes it's not their fault. Everyone has a story of addiction, but it's definitely not good for the business to have that in the media. But that's just the way wrestling is. Drugs are going to be around any sports. Let's be honest, NFL, they still have that.
Yeah.
They have policies against it, but every league has policies and other people have ways of working around it. So
Yeah.
I think drug in sport, it's just an unfortunate situation where it's always going to be around.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree on that. Same like you said, baseball. Everybody's doing some shit.
I was actually
Everybody.
thinking of something earlier. I was talking to Rob outside, and we were talking about a prescription drugs. And me and Slambo had watched this documentary a while ago called Prescription Thugs, and the Mad Dog. I don't know if you know who that was. He was a wrestler. I think his name was that what it was. Slambo, Mad Dog.
Yeah, Mad Dog.
He was a wrestler.
Familiar.
Yeah, and it was his brother did the documentary, and he was talking about how Mad Dog had gotten addicted to like antidepressants and stuff like that.
It pretty much ruined his career. From
Yeah.
what I
Well,
get.
Kurt Angle too. I think didn't he
Yeah.
get prescribed pills and he just couldn't get off them for a long time?
Well, the way it is when for someone, you're going in the ring, in the wrestling ring, and you know the wrestling sucks and everything. But this is where the workers step up and say, wrestling isn't fucking fake. Some of their injuries are real, and it does happen. I've been dropped on my head, and I landed the wrong way on my neck. And since, let's be honest, the wrestling business, it's easy to get them. Once in a while, sometimes you have to do that. I haven't done it in a long time. To using them, but there's going to be a lot of people in any sports industry that admits to using painkillers and prescription drugs once in a while. Sometimes you need to feel better. The problem is the people that abuse it.
Yeah.
That's when it goes too far.
I did, like you said, the injuries are real. I did backyard wrestling once and never again, and my buddies choke slammed me through a table, and it just knocked the fucking wind out of me. It was the fucking worst feeling ever.
Yeah.
And then I slammed my buddy on a car, and our heads just clocked. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? We're never doing this
Just
again.
out of fucking nowhere, you just go up to your buddy and you choke slam him on a car?
we did the backyard wrestling, bro. We did it back in the day. I got a video somewhere. I'll have to dig it up, but yeah.
Wait. Well, if I got choke slammed on a car, I would probably need, like, not just Percocets, but an ounce of weed.
Yeah, I used to do all that shit, so that was probably why I was okay with it. I threw my other friend off the roof, and what we did was we built the announcer table out of like plywood and like a couple of those horses they're called, you know what I mean, like that block off traffic. And my idea, because it was a cement patio, and my idea for padding was a couple bags of leaves underneath it, bro. And you see it if you watch it, you could slow it down, and his head just clocks on the fucking cement. The bags of leaves didn't do shit.
I broke my wrist once. Me and my stepbrothers used to do the like wrestling. We used to do it in the garage though. I don't know why on this fucking cement. But one day we decided let's do sumo wrestling instead. I'm a little fucking skinny dude, and these kids are already kind of fat, and we all stuffed the pillows in our shirts, and we're slamming into each other. My stepbrother Will, he slams into me, and I go flying, dude. Like I fly over a fucking bed, like airborne, and I go to stop my fall with my hands. And I broke my fucking wrist.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's insanity. Like, you guys went hardcore, I guess, when you guys were kids. Like, I'll do that kid, like, give me a sec, I'm lighting up this cigarette. Like, sorry, you gotta love your own players. But when you're a kid, like, I was a kid, and I would always be like, I would always take a step back. I wouldn't like to take risks. But the way you guys sound, like, you guys must have, like, had a bottle on Fridays and, like, a whole weekend to fuck around with, because that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I pay for it now, though. I'm definitely older, bro. You just definitely feel, you can definitely feel some shit. Like,
now you,
I think,
what's that, bro?
go ahead.
Jordan, I was going to ask you, actually, you have wrestled, like in fake wrestling, I mean in professional wrestling at all?
That is correct. I've actually been honored. I've actually had one professional official wrestling match, and it was in a 50-man battle royal. So imagine you, a 130-year-old man, all nervous backstage, going into the ring with like 10 muscleheads. So I go in there, and they tell me, you're gonna go in the ring, and you're gonna do a stunner on everybody. And there's like 1,000 people in the arena. It's a sellout for independent wrestling. It's the top wrestling company in Canada at the moment, Canadian Wrestling Elite. You can check them out at cwecanada.ca, cwecanada.net. So my music plays. I go out there. I do all these stunners, and like everything's happening so fast at once. And then I take 2 pile drivers, and then I just got sent out of the ring by some crazy guy who came in from Japan, some awesome worker by the name of Shikihiro Iri. And then, they threw me over the ring. They said, work on this, sell a little bit more, do all of that. But, dude, watch wrestling as a kid on TV and watch the matches and actually being in a professional wrestling match, definitely a dream come true.
Yeah, definitely, man. Who are some of your favorite wrestlers from growing up?
Some of my top I have to say growing up, Chris Jericho was a hometown boy, but the reason why I got into the business, I actually have to make Jeff Hardy one of the influences, because Jeff Hardy was one of the most entertaining wrestlers and workers to watch during my childhood, and he's the reason why I wanted to be involved in the business. So I have to cite Chris Jericho, Jeff Hardy, some classic Southern wrestlers as well, throw that into the mix-up as well as some top favorite wrestlers.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's cool. I got into I wanted to do the backyard wrestling because it was starting to go on, and was it Mick Foley? Mick Foley's book, Have a Nice Day. He talks about shit he did in his backyard.
Oh, that's got to be great.
Yeah,
I didn't know he had a book.
Oh yeah, he's got I think a couple.
Foley's
but
great.
Yeah, the Have a Nice Day book is amazing.
I love Mick Foley.
You guys got to see the documentary he did, I Am Santa Claus, I think. Oh,
I didn't see that, but I have, I think The Faces of Mick Foley was an old video he had with all the different characters he did. Dude Love and Cactus Jack.
That one Santa Claus that was like drunk in that fucking Mick Foley documentary.
Yeah.
Did he like him?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I don't know. It was different people that are mall Santas, and that's what Mick Foley loves Christmas. Like he was saying, even like when it's not even close to Christmas, like other wrestlers complain that he'll just play like Christmas music while they're driving and shit. Like the dude's obsessed with Christmas.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a mall Santa.
And you'd always see him on Facebook too, and in social media wearing like Christmas things in February, like a Christmas jacket. But you look at guys like Mick Foley, and why he does that is because he has his own style that stands out to other styles and makes himself stand out, and that's why Mick Foley does what he does, and that's why he is the legend that he is today.
Yeah, I love too is the stuff he did in Japan, like the real hardcore shit, getting thrown around on like fucking thumbtacks, and that's where he got his ear ripped off. He got his ear ripped off, and fucking like some extreme Japanese fucking fighting and shit. He's badass.
And that's what gets me too. You know, if you go to Japan or you go to Philadelphia for combat zone wrestling and you adjust to the hardcore style, I couldn't imagine being a worker and getting 30 thumbtacks taken out of me. It's definitely something I definitely want.
Just throwing on like broken glass. Jordan, I don't know about up there, but is is that allowed in any of the fucking wrestling things anymore? Because I know WWE, it's not.
Yes, that is true right now. Due to WWE having their PG audience, they are not allowing blood in professional wrestling. However, on the independent scene, the scene I'm on, anything goes. So I guess I don't know if that makes me lucky if I'm going to have to draw a little bit of blood or not. But hey, I always do it for the fans.
I just thought it was cool, man. I remember I heard an interview with Jericho where he was saying he was in charge of an event while Vince was away, and because one of the guys bled, he got, like, everybody got fined, and yeah, Jericho got fined as well. Like,
that's so fucking
you kind of think of it this way. I have to cite kids. It's 50-50 with kids in the wrestling product. I say half of the children's generation has ruined the wrestling product because of things like this, you know, PG, not allowing blood on TV.
Yeah.
It's pro wrestling. And I listen to a lot of Jim Cornette tapes, and when you watch a wrestling match, the fans want two of those wrestlers. They need a ticket to see them beat the crap out of each other. Mm-hmm. So if they're not selling well and it doesn't look like it's a legit fight to the death in storyline mode, the fans aren't going to buy it. And I think the whole no blood thing in wrestling is something that should be looked upon again, because it's going to make the fans believe it more, and it makes wrestling stand out. I'm not trying to sound like a violent, bloodthirsty kid, but I'm just saying blood in professional wrestling definitely makes it more entertaining and adds to the effect of it.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
Every 5-year-old kid knows when you get cut open or get a bash on the head or something, blood comes out, you know? Like,
do they? I don't know.
I did. I did.
You're a 5-year-old kid?
Have you fucked up a lot of 5-year-olds, Slambo?
Yeah, I booed him across the fucking football field.
Slambo, I want to book a fight. Jordan, can we book a fight with him versus like 35-year-olds? Would that sell out?
Sounds awful.
Maybe you should do like book a 35-year-old against a 5-year-old and have the finish as a super kick. Just kidding. That'd be horrible. Yeah, and the thing is too, with kids in wrestling, like kids have seen blood before. Kids have tripped on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
They've seen blood on their knee. They've seen blood on their arm. So they're gonna see it on TV. But it's the parents that step in and they're like, oh, you shouldn't be watching this. But what is your kid going to do if he's not watching wrestling? He's going to go out in the streets and find some group of people to hang out with and cause more problems. It's just watch wrestling. It's safer.
So that's my question then. Is it like they do the no blood thing because they want that child audience?
I thought it was more of like they didn't want like, I didn't know if like blood transfused like diseases. I thought it was for that. I didn't know it was just for kids, the PG audience.
Right. It used to be with the PG audience, but, you have to look as well. Let's be honest. Today's generation, people are pussies. If it would compare this to the 80s, people are much more laid back, understandable. But you say certain little things, and it offends everybody.
Yeah.
So that's probably part of it, too, is today's society, today's generation, unfortunately. Everyone's just too damn sensitive about everything.
Yeah.
So do you think, like, kind of like the PC world that we live in right now, that affects the storylines for the wrestlers?
In a way, because if it's not PG and say it's PG-14 or it's unrated or something, when they add more content value, when they make it PG, the wrestlers are saying, oh, now we have less to work with. If it's PG-14, they have a lot more to work with. That's a differential, and it's it kind of adds to the storyline writers too. To ratings make a huge difference in wrestling on the show rating. And booking a show together with a PG audience and making everyone happy is next to impossible. And that's why we have a lot of people complain about the current WWE product today, because it's PG. It looks cheesy. It's not what it used to be when it was PG-14.
Yeah. Jordan, do you do a podcast as well?
That is correct. I do a podcast every Tuesday night. It does resume next Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. Central on VOCNation.com. I talk to the best in the professional wrestling business, and I have some Hall of Famers who will be announced soon on Jordan Garber Now, so check that out every 10:30 every Tuesday on VOCNation.com.
Cool, man. What's one of your favorite interviews that you've done?
I have to say, it's such a good question. That's a question that always makes me just kind of think about it a little bit. I have to say the Maria Kanellis interview, Playboy cover girl, was one of my favorite interviews. There's tons more. I can go on and on and on. But why I state Maria is because if it wasn't for Maria Kanellis in that headline interview, Jordan Garber wouldn't be who Jordan Garber is today with getting all that media wrestling attention behind him. So,
nice.
Because it was a controversy, it was a good time when I interviewed Maria. I was working with Brady Hicks, who's with Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and he sends all the press releases along. So any show that I'm doing with them, it's fucking everywhere. So it's like, shit, this is awesome. So to have that happen to me for the first time with a Playboy cover girl and getting all that media attention, it was definitely, like I said, another dream in this business that came true for me.
That's awesome, dude. And what's your show on, I saw it on YouTube, The Snake Pit. Do you still do that?
Oh, The Snake Pit. Well, it's an old show. I don't do that anymore. But
Okay.
it's a mature audience-only show where I talk about life, love, sex, and pro wrestling. It's bizarre. You'll love it. Everyone go as well. YouTube CWE, The Snake Pit. I assure you, it's like an hour of solid entertainment.
I watched a couple episodes. It's great, bro.
You said you don't do it anymore? Jordan, you
Sorry,
said...
go ahead.
I'm sorry, you said you don't do it anymore?
I don't do it anymore just because Canadian Wrestling Elite is adding some new content up to their YouTube channel, including Adrenaline, which you can see me on every week on Shaw TV, and on the commercial I did for you remember the 80s pants, the Zubaz pants?
The what was that?
Those 80s Zubaz pants? Like, like back in the day, the bodybuilders used to wear them, all the athletes used to wear them.
Joey Buttafuoco.
Oh, right.
Joey Buttafuoco.
Anyways, they're these, like, striped up zebra pants.
Yes.
It basically looks like an acid trip on like jeans. And you wear these workout pants. And like I wore these for a commercial, so you get to see that commercial every Tuesday night. So that's on there as well. But I definitely, if more people want to see the snake pit, just send your support along, and I'll send along to the promoter. Any requests might be granted. You never know.
Cool, man. Cool. And who did
Anyways,
you do that with?
I do gotta head back to work. My boss is gonna kill me, but you guys can all follow me on Twitter at Jordan J. Garber, Instagram Jordan J. Garber, Snapchat Jordan J. Garber, and the Facebook page, of course, the same name, Jordan J. Garber.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jordan. It was great talking to you, dude.
Great talking to you guys too. I had a blast.
Awesome, bro. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon, guys. Take care.
Have
You
a good one,
too.
Jordan.